Hey guys, welcome to Streamline Builds. Today we're going to be working on my 67 Camaro, and what we're doing essentially is changing the bolt pattern just for availability and style. Essentially going from the 5x120 or 5 on 4 3/4 to 5x1 14.3 or 5 on 4.5, which is just much more common bolt pattern. All the import cars, Nissan, Toyota, let's see, Ford, Mopars, they're all using that smaller bolt pattern, and just gives a much wider variety and availability of wheels, which is what brings me here. Is I got some wheels, and basically going to be going from these, which I ordered. They're like some, American Racing 17 by 9.5, supposed to be zero offset, but the lip is just very lackluster, doesn't give much, and came across these Japanese Volk Racing T37V. Very cool wheels, been popular for years. They came out with this V version of the T37, and it's got a aggressive lip on it. These are 17 by 10 or 10.5 with a 17 by 10 -20. So gonna give me a lot more aggressive fitment, and just I dig the look, love the way it looks on the car. And the fronts are I think 9 -15, and tires are junk, but I just want to get them bolted up, figure out what all that's going to look like before I order some new tires for it. But what we're using today is going to be, I already started on here just to get an idea of how it's all going to work out, and it's not the easiest thing in the world. It takes some time and patience, but mainly with my drill, I don't have like a corded drill anymore, so you need to have some batteries charged up if you're in my boat, and just be patient, take your time. And basically I'll show you the kit that I'm using. You just set it on here. It seems to work pretty well so far, and it does say to remove all your brakes. Probably just, you could damage it or something, but I got some openings here that I tried to just turn this to where I'm gonna not hit anything if I do drill through it. So this is what we got. It's from Hell's Gate Hot Rods, and comes with a nice little instruction kit, and basically tells you what drill bits it comes with, tells you what knurl size you're going to need for your new lug nuts. Says a .625 shoulder, and essentially all you need to know. They say use some cutting oil with the drill bits. It shows it with the hub off, which would be easier because you can fill these holes then that you're drilling into with cutting oil, and drilling down, you're not going to go through a bunch of stuff. However, what I found is comes with a 1/4-inch drill bit for pilot holes, so that goes in the small hole first, and then the larger hole here. It is such a machine tight fit, and the drill bit when you get started is actually too short, and it kind of just gets all the shavings that you're building up get stuck in the drill bit. So I drilled for about 20 seconds each time to keep the bit cool and all that, and to release the shavings. And I mean, when I would pull it out, it would pop, and because it was building up so much pressure in there. Just the only little hiccup I've seen so far, other than also this drill bit is perfectly round, so it doesn't have any notching in it, which I'm going to take my grinder and put at least 2 notches in it so that it doesn't spin in my drill, because as tight as I can get the chuck, whenever it's catching on the thread, especially right before I was going to punch in the hole, it took me the longest amount of time just to finish the hole, because the bit just kept grabbing and then it would spin in the chuck. So that was very annoying. So I'm going to take care of that with a grinder, make sure that it doesn't give me any more issues. But let's take this and I'll show you how it goes on here. So it's got two bolt patterns. You can go from either 5 on 4.5 to 5 on 4 3/4, or you can go from 5 on 4 3/4 to 5 on 4.5. So it's got the bigger and smaller versions, and essentially just line it up on your current studs that you've got. Set it on there nicely, and then just take your old lug nuts, get them set up. It says to torque them to 20 foot-pounds. I just ran them on with my impactor and made sure to gently start them so they seat square and properly on there. And sorry about that noise, got some wild people driving by. And I figured as long as this thing's exactly square and center, it's not gonna hurt nothing. So just lightly get those started. It's nice that this thing's countersunk, so your lug nuts go right in. And bada bing, bada boom, you're ready to go. So basically what you do first is grab your 1/4-inch drill, make your pilot hole, and then loosen all your lug nuts, turn it one turn, then you can start your next 1/4-inch pilot hole and then drill out your larger hole here. All right, here we go. I got a little box set up under here just to catch the oil and shavings that might come about. And I'm only doing the rear, luckily for me, because I ordered a big brake kit for the front with C5 Corvette rotors and hubs and all that. And the Cadillac CTS has a 5x114 hub, so I just ordered the separate Cadillac CTS hubs to put those on, and my big brake rotors were already drilled for 5 on 4 3/4 and 5 on 4.5. So lucky me, I only get to do the rear. All right, let's get going. Okay, so we are all the way through with that one. And I got my large bit here. I think it's what is it? 39/64. And went ahead and notched one edge of it, so I'll chuck up in my drill and stay there, hopefully. Just gotta key it in the right spot, I suppose. And rotate this to where I'm not gonna drill into any of my brake system. And we will get started. Spray a little lube in there, a bit too. Tried some axle grease as well, just something a little gummier, but it was holding on to all the shavings too much. Didn't really appreciate that. Okay, as you can see, my bit is like completely buried in there to start. That's what I was saying, the shavings will just get stuck in it. Peels them off nice though, just like a banana. All right, so here's my new lug nuts. They're 1/2 by 20 thread. It's also what was suggested by the Hellskate Hot Rod guys. And I'm waiting to do my drums to last because I figured that's just an extra, something easy to drill through that I'm not too concerned about. I don't want to burn up the new bits on this, so once I'm done with the others, I'll just slide this back over before I take my old studs out, tighten it down, and drill through it real quick. Should be pretty easy. And then when it comes time to put the new studs in, I'll show you that. It's not too bad usually. And speaking of bolt patterns, another project I've got going here is this International Scout. It's right-hand drive. It's pretty cool, but this thing had 5 on 5.5 bolt pattern, and it was also 2-wheel drive, so I had to change the front axle anyways. And you know, same thing, just trying to go with the better bolt patterns. I decided to put Toyota axles under here and just make things easier. You know, they make everything for Toyota stuff, all the high steer and all that. It's pretty easy, you know, steering box mounting kits and all that. And you know, in the end, I had these 3-piece wheels already, and they were 6 on 5.5. And you know, 6 on 5.5 is Toyota, Nissan, Chevy, a bunch of other stuff over the years, some Jeeps. So just makes things a lot easier trying to find wheels and go with the bolt pattern that works. 5 on 5.5, I mean, definitely not very common. So for me, it made sense to just do that. But these Hell's Gate Hot Rod, they also make this adapter kit for a bunch of different bolt patterns, so you can go on their website and check it out. But you know, they put these little red nubs over these two because that's for the 4 3/4 bolt pattern, and you know, just keep those on there so you don't make a mistake. Is smart. And yeah, super cool. All right, so we got all our holes drilled and everything. It's basically time to go ahead and clean it all up with some brake clean real good. And pull these old studs out. Kind of loud. And I guess it's definitely an upgrade. It's quite a lot bigger size, so glad they suggested going a little bigger. Okay, so the only half 20 nuts I got are these splined ones, but I got a nice nut here that's a little bigger and has a convex in it that'll catch the pitch of the nut, and hopefully. Okay, I got some vice grips on there. Sucking it in. And done deal. Fully locked and loaded. Ready to party. Only 4 more to go. Well, that took about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get everything completely done, cleaned up, ready to go. The axle's sitting on jack stands, so should be pretty much at the right height here. And before, with the studs sticking out, I couldn't really gauge these wheels exactly how they're going to be. They're 1/2 inch wider and nearly an inch more to the outside, the offset. So see what we get. It's pretty much flush. Man, I already got 1 inch lowering block in here with lowering springs. Might have to be getting a little bigger tire like my other one was, for sure. I think those are 45s, yeah, 255/45. And these are 245/40. Glad the studs are looking like just about the right length. They don't stick out too much. Get a full grab on them. I ordered open lug nuts just because I didn't know exactly what I was going to end up with. But get these seated up and take a final look. I would say that looks pretty spicy and absolutely perfect. May have to do a little trimming inside or maybe roll the fender. I don't really want to, but I'm really digging the way those look. Matches with the color of the car so good, and I'm pretty happy with the kit that we used today drilling it out. It's pretty fun, pretty easy, and guess that's about it. If you guys like this kind of stuff, videos, if you like what I'm building over here, the Scout, just getting this 2JZ engine put in there with a nice juicy turbo on there. Should be a real fun project and do a little more than what we got there. Please be sure to subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.